We have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Yes, everybody, it is the Kim Jacobs Show where we are bringing balance to this world, and it really needs it, one household at a time. Welcome to this episode, and today we are talking with none other than Celeste. How are you, Celeste?
Oh, Kim, I am fantastic. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited about you being here virtually. And cannot wait to formally we'll get to see you over the weekend. So I'm excited about that as well.
Me too.
Look great in your blue over there.
Thank you. I'm wearing the blue. That's one of my favorite colors. You know, we all have certain colors that just works for us.
Oh, yeah.
And if we know what those are, I mean, I know when I want to get a certain response, I put on my blue. So, okay.
You better believe it. You know what? I hear the dog barking, right?
I know.
Here's the thing. This show, because we're always talking about how we balance some kind of aspect of life, everything happens in real time. And so people that tune in, I hope they realize that, this is all going down for real. If the doctors are all regarding my daughter, I'm going to put you on the screen,
right?
You front and center and take the call because it's important, right?
That is true. Well, these day and age, Kim, actually, the reality is, and I'm finding out more and more, that we're just more. They want authentic people. They want people who are real, people who are in real situations. And sometimes we work from office, sometimes we work from home. We know we have remote workers and you got those realities, right? The bottom line is, are you getting value? Are you learning something? Are you growing? Are you enjoying the process? So
I'm glad you said that because I really would love to hear your feedback, everybody, as to whether you really are getting value from the guests that I bring on the Kim Jacobs Show. So please drop it in the comment section. The only way I get to acknowledge you is if you say something or type something. I know so many of you come up to me and you're like, I see your show. I'm watching your show. I saw it on Roku. I saw it. And you're seeing it different places. But please just take a moment and comment and say, Kim, I'm here. I'm in the audience. I'm in the audience. I love acknowledging people and celebrating people.
Yes.
Please take a moment to do that. Now, Celeste, I really like for people to know that, you've gone from media sales in major markets like Chicago, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., to serving even as COO at some point for the world-renowned Dr. Les Brown. And so you have lived the art of influence and impact. And anybody that's tuning in today, you are in for a tremendous treat. She is the person that blends authenticity, music, and insight to be able to inspire audiences around the world. I'm not even going to give you every detail because I want her to share some of her backstory with you. And welcome, Celeste Jonson.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure always. Yeah, you just have such a great energy. And I know all of your viewers know this because you just radiate. So it's a pleasure indeed to be here. And I'm excited about the variety of things that you mentioned. Sometimes we forget, and this is something I encourage people to do, is to sit back and remember some of the things you've done, the places you've been, the people you've engaged with, because we forget how powerful we are, or at least even if you don't think of it in those terms, but how vast and how much of an impact you've had an opportunity to make in your life. Yeah, so it's good.
I'm glad you said that because with everything that's happening, Celeste, around the world, it's easy to just keep moving. But what about just taking that still time, that still moment and saying, let's reflect on the fact that, look, Celeste, I'm here. You're my guest today. There are some things you went from an incredible journey of working in major media markets. And then, like I said, COO with Les Brown Enterprises. What inspired you really to transition from some of the things you've already done to being this international speaker, coach, all of these other hats you wear?
I'm crazy. I don't know, just a little crazy. normally that, but beyond being a little insane, because you have to be a little insane to work with Les, because he's totally insane, right? And you know this, right? You've worked with him as well. But no, I think, I've been driven as long as I can recall to make an impact on people's lives, right? I mean, as a kid, I was always like encouraging other people. I didn't realize how it would eventually turn out, but I always did that. And I was just looking for opportunities, different opportunities to engage with people in different places. And, I love the city life. And, I kind of gone with the wind and said, oh, I don't like winter. I remember I was raised in the Detroit area, and I lived in Chicago, and I love Chicago. It's a great place. By the way, it's a great place, just a sidekick. But anyway, but it's cold, right?
It's so cold. My brother lives in Chicago.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going there in January. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, see, you're brave. You love your brother a lot, because
a whole lot.
I do love the city, but I don't like the cold. And I was always raised in it. And I remember, and this is a lesson right here, instead of continuing to complain about it every year, oh my God, I hate it, either shut up and live there or move.
You know what? Either shut up and live there or move. In other words, either do something about your situation or stay stuck.
That's right. That's right. And so that's when I moved to LA. And I moved out to California. Really, this is a true story. So that's why some of my moves were motivated by different things. One was the weather, one was business opportunity, et cetera. Right. So yeah, it's been a journey. And, we'll talk about this a little bit more in the hour, I'm sure. But part of even this human advantage systems that I have is when we talk about reflecting on wisdom, we have so much value, so much knowledge, so much insight, that if we just take a minute, we don't have to keep looking externally for it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking externally. We can do that, but start with yourself. What do you know, right? So.
And I know you're a person that really has mastered, in my opinion, the art of resiliency. When I think of you and all of the different things and the trials, the tribulations, the things you've overcome, you really model that. And so I really wanted to give you just even a chance to just talking about living the art of influences and what it really means to you overall.
Oh my gosh. You mentioned the word resilience. And I must say, as a woman of faith, we have to be careful what we pray for,
Girl,
because,
you gotta believe it.
I thank God for the ability to be resilient, and I want to impact people. And you have to be careful, because he'll give you opportunities to grow those muscles. He'll give you opportunities to learn lessons, so you really have something substantive to share with other people. So I've had my challenges, right? Of circumstances that some of which I had nothing to do with. Some I did, right? We make some faulty mistakes or what have you. And then you have to learn how to navigate. How do you stay optimistic? How do you stay believing? One of my taglines on my email is keep believing, right? And it's like, how do you do that? It's easy to say. So you mentioned resilience, and you mentioned these different opportunities I've had. Well, a lot of it comes with my faith in God, for sure, because I am a woman of faith, and trust me, that's the core. I could talk about all these other things. They are all laid on top of it. But more practically speaking, it's really just believing in yourself, believing in what's in you that is greater than what's out there, and that you can make it. And if you don't believe it, because that's mindset. If you don't believe it, all of these other tools and tips won't matter, because you won't apply them. So I've always believed it, I guess. My mom used to tell me when I was a kid, I don't know where she got this from. She used to say, Celeste, you could sell the Brooklyn Bridge and not even own it. And I didn't know what she was talking about. Like, Brooklyn. But it was because of a confidence factor. I think it was I just believe that this is a really good thing, right? And you have greatness in you. I see it. Do you not see it? So I think that really has been a core piece of what has driven me in all of my experiences. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that, because that's what I think of when I think of you. What your mom is saying is like, you can sell anything to anybody. You may not even be intentionally attempting to do that. It's innate. It's a part of who you are and how you're built and what you do to help really change other people's lives. And so I'm excited and honored to even know you and to be associated with you. Go ahead.
Let me say something on that before you go further, because that's really interesting. Now, because I really, and even though earlier in my career, I was actually in sales, media sales, what have you, and we all sell, let's just be clear.
That's right.
All of us are selling ourselves,
Mhm.
no matter if you're in an official position or not. But I tend to not want to be a salesperson. And I hesitate, even though I find value in what I have. I
Right.
want to invite people to come and be a part of it versus a hard sell. I don't think of me as a hard sell. You got to do this,
No.
So I think it's really important, and I probably should be more salesy, maybe. I don't know.
No, I think you're perfect. I personally think you're perfect just the way you are, because what you do is it makes a person believe that they can become better as a result of being affiliated and associated with you. And so when you talk about the human advantage, we're going to talk a lot about that anyway throughout today's broadcast. But I wanted to make sure, as we're talking just right now from a resilience perspective, y'all, any questions, comments, thoughts, pop them in the comment section. And I'm just going to put something up, because when I think about Les Brown, I always think about the fact that he really does see greatness in other people.
Yes, he does.
And
He
that,
does.
that picture speaks volumes, because here, anybody that comes to hear Les Brown, Dr. Les Brown speak, he's spoken in front of 80,000 people at the Georgia Dome. You name it, he's been in those
That's right.
audiences,
That's right.
and one of the top speakers in the absolute world. And I know I've been with him in times when Zig Ziglar and Tony Robbins and different people were there as well, and he's right there front and center. But as you see in this picture, here he is highlighting and pushing you forward.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. That was a great event out in Arizona. The wonderful thing that I would say about this, Kim, it was a blessing. It is a blessing. Is a big part of my history. Is traveling with him, actually globally. We've gone lots of places. I've worked with him for many years, and what was really kind of fun. Oh gosh, you got that picture? Where'd you get that?
Girl, I'm a talk show host. Where
Oh my God.
I done found all kind of photos.
Oh, he probably would hate that. He's like, he's nice and slim now. But yeah,
Oh God, I know. He'll be like, Kim,
you're
look,
like, what
I'm
you
tell you
do?
right now.
What you doing with that, right? No, but the key is, the wonderful thing is, it really has been a privilege and an honor. And not only, of course, I taught him everything he knows, right?
Right. You're Celeste, the best from the east
To
to the west.
west. That's right. That's right. And now you know, and you don't have to guess, right? But yeah, I would. We would always sit back and chat. And one time, I recall said, "Hey, Les, listen to this song that I had done. I sang at a play years ago in California. I was traveling around in theater at the time, and so I sang this song to him. He says, 'Oh, I love that song. You have to sing this song after I speak.'" I said, "Okay." And so from that point on, literally wherever he went, I ended. 99% of the time, there was every now and then, once or twice, that I would end the presentation with that song, and people would just love it. And it was just a privilege, though, because he allowed it. That's the point. It wasn't so much that I did it, even though that was fabulous, but he was generous enough to allow me to do that. And so I will always be grateful for that. And yeah, it's amazing. That's us. Hey.
I found several pictures, so I'm just popping.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. That's out in California as well. Look at that famous guy. He's funny. He is funny. Yeah, a lot of good things, a lot of good times.
Well, I'm glad that gave us an opportunity to meet, because that's how we came to know each other.
That's a blessing of all. Yes.
And so I believe wholeheartedly that nothing happens by happenstance, and that God allows us and people to connect paths for a reason. And
Yes.
so I'm really grateful, because I believe if we dive into, even let's talk now some about this human advantage. What exactly is the human advantage system? And what inspired you to create it? Because you've created quite a few things that have inspired me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, circumstances really compelled me to craft this particular opportunity. The human advantage system, first of all, is a system. It is, and why did I call it a system? Because as a speaker and a trainer and a coach, and if you've been in the business world in any length of time, one of the key things they say, identify a goal and get a plan and follow it. And that's good. That is good. But a goal is really more of the vision, which we need, of where you want to go. But the system is what's going to get you there, right? You need a process, a system that helps you to develop what I call success habits. One of my best-selling book is called Dare to Succeed Despite the Odds. And it's tied to me running the marathon, the New York City Marathon. Well, I was not a runner. The vision was to complete the marathon before they turned the lights off.
Okay.
I wanted to do it before they closed down the sidewalks or whatever.
Right.
But the process, the system was to actually get a process written down and understand what needed to happen in order to make that occur. So I chose the phrase system because it really is systems that I'm providing. And there are 3 systems in the Human Advantage system. And one of the reasons why, again, going back to why I chose to do it, is we're in unprecedented times.
Big time. Big time.
Uncertainty is everywhere. There's a lot of stress. There's like, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen to me? The proliferation of technology, AI is accelerating at a warp speed, faster than we can breathe and figure out one process, then another is coming, a new tool. All of those things are real. And people are feeling, including myself to some degree, apprehension, anxiety, some level of stress, or whatever fits your particular scenario. And so I'm saying, wait a minute, hold on. There's got to be a way, as we talked about resilience, as we talk about moving forward, how do I help first myself, but others?
Personally, let's put a pin in it right there for a minute. Stop for a second. You are hitting a nail on the head when you say, how can I first help me?
That's right.
So it all begins with us learning for ourselves before we can start teaching somebody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? And it just reminds me of the old saying, and I know you've all heard it before, but it's the whole thing about being on the plane, right? If it's going down, you put the oxygen on you first before you try to help someone next door. Otherwise, you'll fall out and faint, right? And the word says, I don't want to be left behind. I'm teaching other people. No. So yeah, I wanted to look at what do we need to look at? And then I'm very much into research and what's really happening in the market and what are the demands going forward. We hear the phrase is future ready. That's a phrase that's pretty common, or how do you be prepared for today and tomorrow? And one of the things that comes up over and over again repeatedly is that the human factor, the human-centric skills, what they used to call soft skills, and they still kind of do, but they're changing the name on that now because technology will do what technology does extraordinarily well. We need it. We want to leverage the efficiencies that it brings. But the more you go in that direction, the more you're going to need that human touch because there's some things that technology can never replace.
That's right.
Right. And so I'm saying, let's hone those skills because people are worried, well, I don't know technology. Okay, we do need to learn certain things. And I have a part of my program that addresses that.
Right.
But we start off with just the human-centric skills. How do you communicate? How do you engage with people? How do you help the people on your team or in your family who's stressing? How do you help them? How do you engage with them? How do you inspire them? And all of that are human-centric skills. Those are skills. Yeah. And many of us think we know how to do things.
Right.
But we're not really as good as we think.
And what does Les say right there? And we both hear this plenty of times. We don't see ourselves because what? We're in the picture.
In the frame. Yeah, you can't see the picture because you're in the frame. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
and so that's such a great statement. And the idea is, I often will ask an audience when I'm doing, how many of you think you're a great listener? And almost everyone raises their hands. But the reality is many people aren't doing that. So part of this program is to help us shore up those areas. Those areas that we need to make sure we are extraordinary in engaging with people. And I say it's important now more than ever to build community. Building community, whether it is your personal community, your family, your community at church, or what have you, or at your job, your community and your team. Building community and the human relationships are going to be more critical than ever. They are just going to leverage you. They're going to help you navigate the other things. So part of the reason why I put this together is to start there. Is to start and hone that component of it.
Good.
And then there's other parts as well. Do you want me to go on? Or
no, let me ask. I want to ask a quick question about it because as I'm hearing you, I have so many questions that's coming in my mind. You know how you start glitching out? It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to keep it. Because I'm going to be a part of this program.
Yes,
and for everybody that's watching, I'm not telling you all something to do that I'm not also willing to do and to learn and to glean, because I believe that even if you're teaching and training other people, you should always have a coach yourself. And
Absolutely.
so I'm very grateful, Celeste, that you're going to be coaching me through
Yes.
this human advantage system. And I can't say I'm going to be a part of something if I'm really not. So you don't always hear me say that when
That's,
different people come on the
that's
show
right.
and I'm promoting whatever it is. I don't even get kickbacks from different people being when I'm promoting their different products or services or anything, but I still believe in them and what they're talking about, or they would
Mhm.
not be on my show. Trust me
That's
when I
right.
say.
That's right. That's right.
But in this case, I'm going to be a part of this. And I really, what stands out to me is the fact when we've talked one-on-one is you talk about the human edge. And so I really wanted you to elaborate on that a little bit more pertaining to comparison to the artificial intelligence and the
Mhm.
technology versus this people
Yes.
component. So can you talk
Yes.
about that some?
Absolutely. I think the best way is to give an example is whether, again, the scenario could change. It could be for your personal situation or at work or environments. But let's say there's a person that you're working with or you're engaged with and there's an outcome that you're looking for. You have a project and they're not delivering it. Or you're going to talk to them and you can see that something's wrong, that they're despondent or something is out of whack. And so, because of the human factor, being emotionally intelligent or empathy being a part of what you understand, which we work on, helping you to be
Yeah.
mindful of that, you're able to connect with, say, wait, wait, wait. You can see what they're not saying, hear what they're not saying, and engage and say, wait, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Is there something we can do? Should we need to reschedule this? A computer doesn't do that. They just have a deadline. Here's you
Right.
missed the deadline, beep, 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 red flags. The human factor
Mm.
is the one that says, okay, something's happening here. Maybe we'll make an adjustment for the moment. That's just a simple example.
I love that. I'm tagging so many people too. So I'm like,
Yeah.
everybody, you all
Yes.
take a moment, take 5 seconds and tag your friends, people that are
Please.
business associates, people in different organizations and projects that you're working on with people. This is information when we're talking about bringing balance to the world. A
Mm,
lot of
yes.
entrepreneurs tune into the Kim Jacobs show, motivational speakers, authors, business owners, and this human advantage system is going to be a game changer in how
Yes.
we have the human edge of things versus the artificial intelligence component only, and heavily relying on that. So I love this, the human advantage system and how you're connecting the emotional intelligence, resilience, and those
Absolutely.
qualities coming together. So
Absolutely.
talk.
And all of that, when your skills, we know that any skill or
Mhm.
any, and there's what we call in the group I have for this, the groupings that I have for the program is skill set, tool set, and mindset.
Mhm.
The human centric skills, these are various skills that once you hone those skills and you're better, you're more fluid, you're able to communicate more effectively, you're able to speak on platforms because you have a confidence that
Right.
comes with understanding how to connect with people. How do you engage with people? How do you enroll people? How do you make them feel like they want to work with you?
Yeah.
You know, this is geared toward leadership significantly, but everybody's a leader in my mind. We may not have the title, but we're influencing people all along. Well, how do you get people to want to follow you?
Mm.
Not because they have to follow you. It's the people skills that works. It's how do you deal with difficult people? People that just they're stressed and they're snapping. Well,
Right.
you don't want to snap back. How do you deal with that? Those nuances, those strategies, those systems, those skills is part of what we're going to be helping you hone.
That's good.
So
Good. I
you
have to put the
really
glasses
know
on. I'm
how to
trying to type what you're
engage.
saying. Do
Yeah.
you believe everyone is a leader? I would like for somebody to put that in the comment section. Do you really believe what Celeste just said is that everyone is a leader, in her opinion? Why do you say that, Celeste?
Because everybody influences someone.
Period. Drop the mic.
You know,
I mean,
a
seriously,
parent influences their child. They are leaders in their home.
I should put
Yeah,
the mic here. 'Cause I mean, I just these some of these are drop the mic moments, y'all.
that's right.
I gotta bring this mic in a little bit closer. When you have the ability to influence people, whether knowingly or
That's right.
unknowingly, sometimes it's unbeknownst to you,
That's
but you
correct.
don't realize that even how you're behaving, how you're handling other people, and other people are observing how you're handling other people,
Yes.
it still is negatively impacting them because the person that you're doing it about may never even know that you're doing it.
That's
But
correct.
other people are like, oh, wow, how many faces does she wear? When she's talking to me about this person, she's talking from this perspective. When she's talking to that other person about that person, then she's like, hello. It's like, what kind of
Yes.
Dr.
Yes.
Jekyll, Mr. Hyde stuff is happening around here in this world?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The key, and you're giving great examples as well. We do everything that we do, we're influencing others, either positively or negatively. We are making a legacy. We're either creating one that we will be proud of or one that we're not so proud of, right? And so when we're mindful of that, we have the ability. It's right here, but we have to be tuned into it and proactively making it work for us versus default. Something's gonna happen.
That's right.
People are gonna have an opinion of you one way or the other, and you're not gonna win everybody over. Let me say that.
We're
Okay,
not everybody's cup of tea. It's
you're not, and
okay.
they call that life, and so I don't want to over exaggerate that. If you have these skills that everybody's going to love, no, they're not. But you'll know how to navigate those that don't love it.
That's right.
So it doesn't mean that you have to turn into them. And sometimes just seeing a skilled person navigate. When I say navigate, I mean engaging in a way that's finesse. It can turn some of the hardest souls into something much more palatable, just because they admire the fact that you did it or how you did it.
That's interesting you say that, because that happens a lot with this show, for example.
Okay.
Right now, I'm talking to you, right? I'm talking to you, but I'm behind the scenes. I'm over here clicking the button to put the comments up. I'm actually holding the microphone
Right.
now in my other hand. So I'm working with one hand. And then also being able to train people how to start their own talk shows from scratch.
That's
so
right.
whenever I say I know how to do that, it's like it's a skill.
That's right.
Literally,
That's
and maneuvering all of this and figuring it out so that it still looks network ready.
That's
And
right.
so when I open it up and I give 5 people the chance to be a part of the training, that's why people will be like, I want to be one of those 5 people.
That's right. That's
I need
right.
to know, how are you doing all of that and maneuvering these buttons, putting this stuff in your one-man show in this regard? Now, don't get me wrong, I have some team members as well, and when I have them be a part, I'm honored that they can.
Absolutely. But you know what? That's a great example for you. And I was in your class too, because I learned, which is great. We have to learn from each other. Nobody knows everything. Be strategic in what you're doing. You don't have to learn everything, and that's part of what I suggest as well. But making sure that you're tuned in. But I would also say that I hear from people who have been in my sessions, others that they have seen how resilient I am, right? And so I'm doing it because I need to survive or be resilient, Right. Doing it with some finesse and with faith and, really believing what I'm saying. Sometimes I do, Kim, have to go back and read my own material. I tell you.
That's right. Apply it to your own life, because it's it works, right? When you come back and read it as a student, you're like, now I know you've been teaching this, so how are you not going to apply it? And then that's hypocritical if you're not going to really do what you're telling everybody else to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, going back to what we said at the very beginning of the show, sometimes we forget all of the things that we know or things that we've done, right? And so that's actually a second nugget that I encourage people to do. First of all, is to build your community. We talked about that. But I also say,
wait, somebody type that. Build your community. I can't do anymore, y'all.
Build your community. That's right.
Somebody type, build the community.
Build the community. And whether
it's out there, please, Jenny, be my receptionist for today, my administrative assistant. Somebody type that so I can pop it up on the screen. Build your community was point number 1. Point number 2, go ahead, Celeste.
Is leverage what you know with technology.
Leverage what you know with technology. What do you mean by that?
I love it. Okay, so we all have, if you're over 10 years old, probably less than that if you look at some of the brilliant people that's out here doing things that are teens and kids, but we all have a knowledge base. We know things that we can use in a couple of different ways. One, hey Shirley,
Shirley, you done showed up, girl. Thank you.
One thing is we can look at, let's look at professional. There's professional, there's personal, there's different aspects of a knowledge base, right? Professionally, we have learned a lot of things over the years. We learned how a particular skill set, we learned how to deal with different types of people, we learned things that we know how to do that maybe we like to do personally, even.
Right.
And with technology now, we have such opportunity. We can reach literally the world. Yes.
That's right.
Right. And technology can help you to hone it, to
Hmm.
refine an idea. It
Yeah.
can help you market an idea. There are so many different ways that you can use technology. And
Yeah.
I'm saying, I was talking to a friend just yesterday, a really, really wonderful friend and her husband, and he's looking, his job is very high, successful, but his job is making some changes. He may or may
Right.
not be there. And I'm saying, his team is saying he's a brilliant leader, and I said to her, what are those skills that you do? What are the people seeing that you're
Mhm.
doing?
That's right.
Take those skills, record them, put them online, expand. There's different ways you can take what you know and what you do
Yes.
and use technology to leverage it, to
Hmm.
either refine how you do it in a business environment. Let's use that for a moment. One of the things that's so key is it's just smart to look at those kind of systems that are taking up your time, that
Hmm.
are redundant. Find out the tech tools that are going to help you to eliminate you doing it. Let it do what it does extraordinarily well, which is
Yes.
very efficient in doing those jobs. And then you're freed up to do that human part that it can't do. Right.
Hmm.
So I'm saying leverage what you know and how you can use tools to help you to be more efficient, more effective, and market your products if you want. Yeah, it's a lot of levels. We talk about a lot of those things. I help people understand which systems are the ones. We look at the use case. What's going on with you? What do you need? What are you trying to do? And then what are the tools that match that? Because Kim, if we try to do all of it, you can get overwhelmed.
You better believe it.
Right. And a lot of people they stop. They just don't know where to
They don't
start.
know what else to do at that point. It's like it's over.
That's
It's
right.
like I just stand still because I
That's,
don't know what to do if I get stuck. And we don't have to get stuck if we have systems
that's
and
right.
services. And forget just a system, y'all. You have to have somebody that's going to teach you how to implement the system so that it's something that you're really using. I have thousands of books. I mean,
That's
at least
right.
hundreds in this house, and then many in storage too.
Mhm.
But I can read any book I want to read. But if you don't apply what you're learning in the book, what difference does it make? It was just
Hello.
a nice read.
That's right. That's right. That's correct. Implementation is key. And so I think it's really important that you don't have to remember no person knows everything,
No.
right? And so if you are that know it all, those are the people that people try to bust the bubble on, right?
No. You better believe it.
But the idea in this day and age, because again, even the tools that we have now, the AI tools we have now, they'll be changing momentarily, right?
Mhm.
It's always changing. So I think it's also important to say, Kim, that you have a system that helps you navigate new systems, new things that come in.
Mhm.
How do I handle? I just got settled on understanding this program. Now we have a new one. Well, what's the system? What's the process to help you not get frustrated, to not have your team frustrated? How do I do that? What is the process of dealing with someone perhaps that you work with who's more brilliant on technology than you and
Yeah,
you not shying away? What do you do? What are those processes? That's
that's
part of what
good.
we want to share as well. So I just
Ooh,
say,
girl.
yeah, it's a lot, but
This
it's
is
good.
so good. This is so good. And I mean, I feel like I'm being a chameleon because I'm enjoying just even tagging other business entrepreneurs and
Mhm.
people. I know some of you may be watching this at a later time, but I do want you to know that today we have with us in our presence Celeste Jonson. She is the Human Advantage System expert, and she's here today on the Kim Jacobs Show to bring balance to the world one household at a time by bringing balance to your business endeavors, to your personal endeavors, through your ministry endeavors, through whatever it is that's a system that you need to be able to operate in that would make you have more of the human edge component
That's
to
right.
everything. I absolutely, I'm just in love with this. So let's keep going. In a world that's filled with burnout and digital overload, how do you feel that this is going to help people stay more grounded and more focused from your perspective?
Well, first of all, yeah, that's so true. It's so much over. You have to get off the treadmill, and I think part of even the last component that we haven't really gotten into yet, which is remembering who you are. We
Yeah.
touched on it a little bit earlier, but that requires a level of reflection. It requires getting off the treadmill for a moment,
Mm, mm, mm,
which is a smart thing to do,
Yeah.
and just really recalibrating, assessing who you are and what you have and what you want to do, and make sure you might be on a treadmill you don't even want to be on anymore. I
Right.
mean, I think, let me share this with you. I think another really key component when a lot of change is taking place, I
Uh-huh.
think this is a perfect time to decide where you want to go. Some
Yeah.
people are working in jobs or on positions or doing things they don't really want to do anyway.
Yep.
Okay, great. This could be the time with all of the fluctuation. And I don't mean you have to leave the job per se, but if
Right.
they're moving things among the job, maybe you'll say to them, well, I would really, while you're making changes, can you change and give me this component? Because they're making changes anyway.
That's,
But you can't identify what you want or articulate what you want if you're not clear of it.
that's good because you don't even know if you don't know for yourself
What
because you haven't taken that time
That's right.
to sit down and
And
have those
assess.
still moments. And I know Sharon D. Brown, I really love how she does this whole self-carepreneur program. So if
Okay.
you haven't connected with Sharon D. Brown, make sure you do that as well. I love how she's like, take time for yourself to not just get a manicure, pedicure, and different things, which, I mean, hey, I
Which is
like,
nice. You look good.
don't trip. I got my hair ready. I'm ready for the weekend coming up because we
That's right.
celebrating 1 year at Promise Fellowship Church. So
That's
I'm so
right.
excited.
Yeah.
And you're going to be here.
I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna sing. Yay. Yes.
We're going to have a great time of celebration. Okay, I done totally digressed.
Okay, you just reminded me of something, Kim. Okay,
Go,
let me
go,
tell you
go.
this. You remind me. Okay, when you said I am going to be there, I'm going to sing, and but talking about leveraging technology,
Yes.
here's something that I did. I'm so excited. I really have to get this out. So from just prior conversation a little earlier, when I traveled with Les, one of the privileges beyond training with them, there were opportunities to speak and train as well.
Yes.
Was I would end with a song. I would sing.
Every time. Yes.
Right, all the time. Live every day. Big thing. And so I've been in the studio for a while. I've got some things already recorded. And I didn't get enough for my whole CD. I was thinking I wanted to have a few more songs.
Okay.
And then I thought about doing an EP, extended play. But here's the part that's relevant to our conversation.
What?
So I said, well, why don't I create some songs using technology? Because remember, I'm talking about leveraging humanity and technology. Right. So there's a software program, Suno, I think is what it is. I've created like 3 or 4 songs. They are amazing songs. And then I created an alter ego. Her name is JC Nova. That's my name. And so I'm going to feature her on my CD project. But
what's her name again?
JC Nova. Because my initials is CJ, right? So I'm just going JC Nova. And Nova is like starting whatever. So JC Nova, she's going to be featured on my CD project. But what I did was I took my ideas, my thoughts, I crafted it, used technology to create music that can be sold.
Okay.
Or just supporting what I'm doing.
Wait. I have to ask because I am now, you didn't get me going. So please tell me, for somebody that cannot really, I hate when people say can't, because can't means you won't try. Let me be very clear. I'm more than willing to attempt to sing, but the Lord says, make a joyful noise,
right?
Not just any old noise, right? So I'll belt something out, but it's not on key or anything.
Right.
Is that software or something that can...
It sings, it does it. You can do anything. You can tell it the kind of voice you want, the style of music. It's very, it takes the human input to get what you want out, because if you don't give it specifics, just like any software, any program, we talked about technology, it's the prompts, right? It's how do you prompt engineering, is knowing what to put in there. And again, we can talk about that, but from a music standpoint, I can tell it what kind of voice I want, I can tell the kind of style, what kind of instrumentation, I give it the lyrics, or it can make up its own lyrics. I just wanted to craft it myself. It's an example of what I'm talking about. What I'm teaching is the combination of human-centric skills, technology married together to create, to position you in an incredible position. Now, let me say one other thing that's really important, because I don't want to miss this. I know our time is moving fast. When I talk about reflecting, I'm sorry?
I said, that is amazing.
Hey, Shirley, it is. So when I talk about particularly women, anybody can use this, everyone can use this, but particularly women, seasoned women leaders, listen, ladies, it still is happening in the world. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure you probably have heard of it. They're especially now, that pushback on you're a woman
Right.
and you know, you're getting older and you know, ageism, sexism, and all of that. It's like, hold up, time out. What you have is experience that you need to hone. We need to identify that. And what are those strengths that you may be overlooking?
Mm.
You're not really even paying attention. You forgot you did that. And those skills, bring those and market those. In addition to the fact that some of the younger people, we love younger people, love them, want them,
Absolutely.
definitely. And they're really good, maybe much more proficient with technology, but they don't have the wisdom. They don't have that insight. And so the combination, you want the freshness and the energy from them. Partner with them if you know how to communicate well,
That's
not
right.
being fearful of them, but you
Mhm.
engage with them. You leverage that, you learn, and then you bring to the table what you have, which
Okay.
is that wisdom and that insight. And together you meet with technology. I'm telling you, the companies are going to need you.
Yes. So by the
They
time
need
they get
people to talk to people. Yeah.
So by the time they get done with your training, well, first of all, I want to put this book up, even though I know we talked about it early on. Dare to Succeed. This is when Celeste Jonson ran a marathon. You read, how many marathons have you
It
read?
was twice. It was New York City Marathon. I ran it twice. Yeah.
And so this book, you got inspired to write this book as a result of
I
that.
did. It's lessons learned from that. And it was life lessons, amazing ones, and diligence and discipline and focus and clarity and all the things that's necessary to run that 26.2 miles in one day, right? What did I have to do to get there?
Yeah.
And that's what the book talks about in a practical way. So how do you apply that to life?
That's
Yeah.
good. Now, the human advantage system, who do you think is really ideal? Because sometimes right now people are tuning in and then they're going to see it on Roku and Apple TV and all of these
Mhm.
different platforms. And then I have iHeart Radio listeners and people that won't
Mhm.
see your face, but
Yes.
they can hear your voice. Who are the appropriate people to want to sign up for this particular type of program?
Great. Two things I want to say to answer your question. One, anyone that wants to be quote unquote future ready.
Okay.
You want to be able to navigate the waves and the business world, even the personal world going
Okay.
forward. These tools are the core that are going to help you to navigate it effectively. And I want to add another piece that's really important. Right now, with all of the adjustments and the uncertainty, a lot of people are hesitant to want to invest
Yeah,
money, to spend money. And it's understandable. So I say that's smart. You want to not spend frivolously.
of course.
Definitely cut back on those extra things that you really don't need and you just like want. And it would be really cool because you need to be wise because
Right.
there's a lot of uncertainty there. But it is also smart to invest in things that will give you a return on your money.
Mhm.
And that number one person is yourself. Your skills will help you open doors that
Right.
you may not can have opened if you don't have that skill development. And so I want to encourage people to be strategic
Okay.
and how they go about doing it. And I actually put together, for those that might be interested, a check sheet of strategic investments you should be making now. Things that you don't want to do, or maybe you want to do and maybe you shouldn't do right now. It is
Mm.
smart to hold tight. Don't, do things unnecessarily. Maybe
That's
you'll
right.
take your lunch a little bit more than eating out every day. Do you need that extra dress right now? Maybe not. I mean, so some
Well,
smart.
if it's royal blue and it looks like how it does on you, then yes,
Well,
I
okay.
need that.
I might need this one, right? But you're getting my point is that we want to be smart and we want to, but we also want to make sure we're investing in the things that are smart. And I'm not talking risky investments. You're the best investment possible. And that's the number one thing. So I want to encourage you, and we've made it really palatable for many people. But the bottom line to who is the best person? The person who really wants to be prepared to navigate the environment, the corporate world, the business world, the marketplace, just in general. And I'll point out one other thing that some
Mhm.
of your audience might be familiar with. Just a couple of weeks ago, Accenture, which is a firm that's one of the big firms in the country and the world,
Mhm.
actually internationally, that project management, and they serve people around the globe.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard that over 11,000 people they let go.
Yeah. I heard that.
Why did they let them go? I mean, I don't know all the nuances, but the story is
Mhm.
they are not future ready. They're not able to do that with those positions. And so they're out. And so I don't know what people's situations, whether you're an entrepreneur, some are entrepreneurs, you still need to know these skills. How do you engage with new customers? How do you get them to buy into your
Yes.
ideas? You know, what technology do you need to use to make sure your business is running efficiently and effectively, whether you're in a corporation or your own?
That's
Right.
good.
And what value are you bringing? What wisdom are you bringing? What insights do you bring that's uniquely yours?
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the marathon. I mean, there's other people that run it, but you know what? Literally less than 1% of the population has ever run a marathon. I didn't know that when I did it, but
Yeah.
that's a small percentage of the population.
I ran one.
You did? Yeah, there you
Oh, let me tell you, I was I think was I in Chicago? Yeah, I think I was in Chicago or
go.
Boston. Was it Boston Marathon? I don't know.
I
Anyway,
think Chicago, you told me, I think.
Chicago. Okay, I was like, I gotta remember my story. But the point is, here's the thing: regardless of how you word it, Celeste, I was staying in a hotel and just happened to be on the same street that the marathon was running through the route.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
And I came outside just to jog. I didn't come out because I was a part of the marathon. I had no idea I was actually becoming a part of the marathon.
Hmm.
And then I run and I get to the end, and people are like giving me bananas, water, taking pictures. I was like, I didn't have a number. They were like, "Where's your number? Where's your number?" She finished. She's like, "What?" Because I was one of the first people to finish.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah.
not fair. You know, goodness
You,
well.
you
I didn't even. I just
you do the whole
broke
thing.
the system and cheated the system. And here was the thing: I didn't really run the marathon. I
Right.
was just out for a regular
You
job.
jumped in.
So that's an illustration or an example in life. There are some people that are out just taking a jog. There are
That's
other
true.
people like Celeste that really runs the full marathon
That's
and is
right.
determined to finish their race. So I
Absolutely.
commend you.
No,
I commend you.
no, that's great. No, thank you. It is crazy. Like, but I brought it up in the sense that everybody is not meant for everyone,
Right.
but it's an experience that is uniquely mine. Right. I often talk about. I was born in a tornado in an ambulance.
Oh
And
my
I was. Now, I didn't remember, I didn't ask for that whole thing, but I think just
God.
in the area, it got in my DNA, you know, dealing with chaos, right? Well, that's my unique story. And I
Mhm.
think part of that is understanding what do you bring to the table that's uniquely you?
Mm.
And how can you communicate that, even if it's just of interest to get people involved? So, yeah, it's a great thing. I'm excited.
Well, I see a lot of comments. Let me take a moment to acknowledge some of our studio audience comments. Uh, Shirley said, "Yeah, that's too funny. That's just too funny that I fake ran the marathon, right? And I did take those bananas in that water because I needed it by the time I reached that
That's
destination."
true. That's good
Okay.
you did that.
Shirley said the Chicago Marathon was this past Sunday, sweet.
Yeah, she's in Chicago.
Yes. And then she said she loves the book. She loves your book. Uh,
Thank you.
and great idea for speaker and business owners to create their own theme song.
Yep. I got to share my songs with you guys. I mean, because they're just, let me tell you another thing that's related to that real quick. Sometimes, because I recorded it a while ago, like a few months ago. And sometimes when I'm thinking about something, oh man, I need to listen to a song. I said, oh, I did a song on that. I listened to my own. I mean, it's just, it fuels me. They are inspiring songs. And
Yeah.
I really need to get them out because it's selfish to have them and they're inspiring me and not helping others. So, yeah, it's just another thing that we can do. We have so much capacity. We must remember, and this is what part of my whole thing is, and we haven't talked about this much, but those that know me beyond this particular show, my driving factor is to be a voice of hope. What helps me, what I do, everything is to help people to grow, to develop, to succeed, and then their story of success when they tell others gives people hope. So this is a conspiracy. I mean, I'm helping you in the short term, but the big picture is to have 100,000 voices of hope globally. And so my thing is, we have such capacity. We
Yeah.
have such an assignment. I believe we all have different ones, but my specific one is to speak life, to encourage people, to encourage that you can do whatever it is you want to do. If you
Ever.
shift the mindset, we use the skill set, and we tie into those tools that's going to help us to leverage it. It's a great opportunity. And so that's my role. And Kim, you and I, we're in the same boat in a lot of ways. I mean, you speak life all the time, and you are life. I just see you bubble all the time.
Yeah.
But no matter what you do, ladies and gentlemen, whoever might be listening, you don't have to be a speaker per se, but you talk to your kids, you talk to your community all the
Right.
time. You have an opportunity to speak life to them after you get it in you. So,
After you get it in you, and when you say that we didn't talk much today about one of the components, which is the voices of hope, that I've had Celeste come on the show multiple times to talk about her vision and her goal to be able to have 100,000 ambassadors, be a voice of hope for other
that's right.
people around the world. And you are, it's like everything, whether it's the human advantage system, whether it's Les Brown projects that you've worked on, whether it's the marathons that you run, whether it's you singing, you name it, you are a voice of hope. So you embody that message,
Awesome.
whether it ever comes out of your mouth or not, you embody being a voice of hope.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's kind to say. And that's my goal. So that's what we're doing and making a difference here. Good morning, Allah.
My mom is on. She said, "Good morning, ladies," and
That's
build
right.
your community is what Celeste said. Listen, so how I want people, first of all, I don't want to just, because we're not going to just end because we started, we have about 10 more minutes here. But anyway, here's the thing. I want to make sure people understand how you stay rooted and grounded in the midst of all of the chaos that's happening, because there are some fundamental things that you do to stay as well grounded as you are.
Yeah. Well, the reality is as I said before, I am a woman of faith.
Mhm.
I believe in God. And when I don't know how people make it that don't. I'm not judging. I know people have their own beliefs and faiths, and that's fine. But part of what keeps me grounded is remembering who I am,
Mhm.
whose I am, and what's in me, what my assignment is. And therefore, I don't. I have to choose to remind myself of that sometimes, because we can get caught up in the YouTube videos and the news and the messages of what's going on.
Yes.
And it's madness. Let's be clear. I am not naive. My head is not in the sand. It is challenging right now. It is uncertainty is very unnerving.
Yeah.
And you can easily get distracted or dissuaded.
Yes.
And so it's very important that we take a moment to get grounded. My grounding starts there. It starts in my faith. It starts with reading the word. It starts with praying, like, oh, God, help me. Sometimes just thanking. But I would say not even just praying for help, but praying for being grateful for what you have.
That's
I think when we shift and focus on gratitude, and because all of us, if you're listening to this or watching this, that means you have ears, you got eyes, and you probably have a computer of some sort, or at least access to it. That is not true for everyone. And so as even those things, those little things that we take for granted, gratitude is a very powerful spiritual force. And it can shift your energy. Moving, I try to work out and do some things. And when I get out of sync, I feel it. I try to at least walk in the morning, which is my best time. It's the quiet time. I do my connecting. But those are things that keeps me grounded.
That's
Those
good.
are things that keeps me energized. And I try not to eat crazy stuff. I mean, you can eat whatever you want. Everything's a choice, right?
Right.
And we can sometimes have, those things that are sweet and taste really good, but make sure you're nourishing your body in a way that it gives you the energy you need to take care of the stress.
That's right.
All of those are really basic, but you're the balance doctor, right? You're not, I don't know if you know this, Kim, but my very, very first book and first focus was called Balance or Burnout.
Oh,
And that
I
was
didn't
with
know
Les. Les was saying, you got to be the balanced person. This is way before I even knew you.
that.
And my first little anthology book, I was a part of an anthology. It was called Balance or Burnout, right? And so it's those core pieces that you know so well
Mhm.
those things we control.
That's good. That's good. Things that we have within our wheelhouse to be able to control is something that we should focus on more than things that's happening around the world that's way outside of our control. The thing too, when I think about what people need from in the world from
Mhm.
leaders right now, because you are a strong leader, what do you think people need outside? I mean, number one, we need a voice of hope. We know
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
You are that. We need systems, the
Mhm.
human advantage system, and putting things in place. Any other thoughts on?
Yes, there are some thoughts. There's a couple more they need. We need authentic leaders, people that are real, but not only just real with character, with ethics and integrity. We are in a deficit of that, it seems. I'm sure there are lots of us out here that operate that way. But if you just look, and you don't have to, again, be brilliant, just look at our world, look at our country, look at many things, there is a lot of evil. There's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of things that are not in alignment with that.
Right.
And one of the things that we talk about in the human-centric system, or human advantage system, is ethics, right?
Yeah.
We talk about technology. Technology is neutral. It can be served for good, for humanity. It can make things better for people. We got medical ways they use it, and they can help people across the world they couldn't do before because of technology.
Right.
There's a lot of wonderful things that technology provides, but it also can be used for not good, just for profit. And people will do it, and no matter what, there's biases that can be tied in there. There's a lot of things that we need to be mindful of. So as a leader, to answer your question even more specifically, is we need authentic leaders who are well-informed, who are future ready, who understand the ethics and the morality that is important for us, not to preach to others, but just to live in a way that's altruistic. People want to be seen, recognized, loved, cared for, not yelled at. Or harassed, right? So my goal is to weave that in there. You'll get tools, you'll get systems, and you'll get mindset injections. But the idea is to really have you leave feeling fortified in a positive way and be able to be a positive force in our world.
Yes, Lord, y'all. Okay, so if you don't become a part of the human advantage system, I know I'm going through the training. So you'll be going through the training with me in your class.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. I'm not having Celeste come up and talk about something that I'm not also going to be participating in. And so I know we're starting tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, the first session is tomorrow. Although, yes. And so if you're interested, we would love you to jump in.
Let's go ahead and
come on, be a part of it. It's 7 weeks.
Okay, yeah, that's what I asked too. How long?
Yeah, it's 7 weeks.
What can they expect? Because I need to not just tell them the time frame, but are they going to get packages? What's going to happen?
Yes, I'll give you an idea. Yeah, when you come, first of all, you're going to get a wonderful assessment instrument tool. It's called AI Human Partnership Scorecard. Is what we call it. And so you can understand where you are in these areas. Where am I in this skill set? Am I strong? Not so strong? What would I do in this situation? So we get an assessment. That's going to be good. And we will do another one at the end so you can see the way that you've advanced, right? So that'll be part of it. You get many tools and systems. We'll talk about the different areas, the human advantage or the edge. We'll go into the actual skills. What are the skills that are most demanding? What do you need to know how to do? How do you do that? How do you develop them? And we give you cheat sheets, if you would, or, different notes, all kinds of things that are going to help you to advance that. Same thing with when we get into technology, we look at AI fluency and ethics. We're going to help you understand and look at your situation and identify what are your use cases? What do you need? What would help you? And then I already curated this, so you don't have to go and try to figure it out. I'll provide, here are the top systems that will help you do X, Y, Z. Here's the link. Here's how you can get involved with that so that we can actually do some of that in the class. So that's another part. And again, you'll have a cheat sheet for future reference, all kinds of things that can help you going forward. That's an example. And we'll have hands-on so you can get an example. And then for the human-centric or the wisdom activation is what I call it. Wisdom activation. We're going to give you a moment in a process to help you deep dive and uncover your gifts that you have and say, okay, and how do I reposition that? We'll help you do that, right? To reposition that so that you are more marketable in the marketplace. And so so you'll have class. The sessions will be about an hour and a half at the most. We'll have question Q&As. We have a community that'll come together. We're going to encourage you to connect with one another because, again, I say build community. You want to build with like-minded people that are going to support you. That's a part of it as well. We have some great bonuses. One of the bonuses is my resilience trilogy. Well, that's a great piece. I do a resilience masterclass, and it's 3 parts. It's pivot. It was like, if you're in a crisis, what do? I need to pivot. Thrive. How do I thrive when it's just ongoing stress? And imagine. That
pivot, thrive.
Pivot, thrive, imagine.
Pivot, thrive,
imagine. That's part of the trilogy that says, okay, come from a crisis to maintaining to creating a new existence of what you want it to be. It's awesome. That's a bonus. Another bonus you get is my updated book called The Essential People Skills. It's 40 principles plus the current strategies. It's good. It's juicy.
You can't. Listen, I don't care what level you're in. If you're at the beginning phases of starting an entrepreneurship journey, or if you are a seasoned executive and you're dealing with team members, but you're like, I don't know how to really connect with these people properly.
Absolutely.
I'm hitting a brick wall. Whatever is your situation, you definitely want to take a moment today and reserve one of the final seats that's left in the Human Advantage System. You're doing it right from the comfort of your home.
Yes.
You don't have to go into any class or anything. Right from the comfort of your home, you're part of the Human Advantage System training program offered by Celeste Jonson. The bit.ly
That's
link, and I have to say it because people are hearing the podcast as well, is bit.ly/Human Advantage System.
And make sure with bit.ly that there's a dot between the T. Is bit.ly. bit.ly/Human Advantage System.
Okay, so we're going to put that over here in the comment section too, so you all can copy the actual. I'm just going to put only the link, because sometimes when I put other stuff, you can't copy and paste it. So in the comment section, I am going to only put just the bit.ly link. And I want you all today, right when we're done with this episode, go ahead and reserve your spot. It's very reasonably priced. It's an investment that you will be proud that you participated in. I see you saying you love it, Shirley. I put the bit.ly link over here, bit.ly/Human Advantage System. And I do want to just do a quick shout out to a few people saying happy birthday to Pastor Clarissa. Shout out to you. And she turned 50. So we just want to celebrate Pastor Clarissa. Happy birthday to you. Also to our very own from Promise Fellowship Church. And she's taken one of our training classes, How to Start Your Own Show from Scratch. Jenny Dewberry has her own show, The Image Connection. She had a great guest on today. So y'all go check out her episode, The Image Connection. Jenny Dewberry, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
And also to Felinda Farley. Happy birthday to you, Felinda. She turned 70 years old. And just want to celebrate you, love you, and celebrate all that you do. People often ask about, hey, Kim, what kind of makeup do you wear and stuff? Actually, I shop in an online store, and I can connect you with the source that I shop through. And I love it. And I use the cleansing system and everything through that particular company. So I'll be happy to connect you with my source if you like. Yeah. Anybody else that's celebrating a birthday, if we missed you, please put it over in the comment section. And always feel free to just inbox me a picture and I will pop it on the screen. For those of you that have not supported the Kim Jacobs Show yet, you haven't partnered with us, you have not poured into the program, the only way we can come on and be in your house Monday through Friday. That's a big deal, right, Celeste?
It's a big deal. The consistency is amazing. It's good.
Yes. So
and you have great shows. You have great shows, not just the ones that I'm on, of course, but others. No, really, really great shows. And just being in your presence is really awesome.
Well, thank you. And you guys, look, take a moment to partner with the Kim Jacobs Show today. You can donate through PayPal, paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. Venmo is at the Kim Jacobs Show for the podcast listeners. And then also Zelle, you can use number 704-962-7161, or you can become a Patreon member. There are some things that I do over on Patreon that I don't do anywhere else. Y'all see me in raw form over there on Patreon, behind the scenes. Patreon.com/the Kim Jacobs Show.
Let me say something else, Kim, I think is really important. I mentioned earlier about investing. You know, watching your money is really smart right now, being mindful of not wastefully spending it, but investing in independent media and shows like this, and not only in yourself directly, but in shows like this is so important, because some of the broader media, which I worked for CBS for a long time, I worked for media, I worked in radio for a long time, and they're great, but they're controlled by a handful of people who may or may not have your best interests in heart in the long run. And I'm not saying don't watch it, please do, enjoy whatever you want, but make sure you're investing in people who are investing in you. That's where your money goes. Where you want to build up others that are doing things that are going to help our community grow. And so a show like Kim Jacobs Show, she's good soil, as the word says. You want to plant into good soil. You know, I see Shelby Hogsett is a person that's been watching. She's good soil. She's out of Chicago and does some really great work planting seeds in people. And I'm good soil, by the
Good
way.
soil, good soil, the human
We all
advantage.
are. We're out trying to make a difference, and we are making a difference, not just
That's right.
trying. And so I just will encourage you. I would love for you to be a part of this. If you're not a part of it, be a part of something that's going to grow you, something that's going to develop your skills. Be future ready. Be ready for the opportunities, not wishing for it and wondering what's going on. Stop lamenting and move.
Yes,
Do some work.
I
Work on
love that.
yourself.
Say that
Get some
again.
work done.
Stop lament. Say it
Lamenting.
again.
Yeah, stop lamenting and move. Get some things done. You send me a note. If you send me a note, I mean, you don't have to. My name, and you can, Kim, you can tell them it's Celeste at CelesteJonson.com. Seriously, I'm not trying to get it. You know, I'm not going to twist your arm, but I have something I'll send you. I actually have 9 things you should invest in right now. Smart investments, strategic investments right now. I will send you the PDF. No strings attached. Just send me your name, your email, whatever you want me to send it to you, and I'll send that to you. Why? Because I'm pouring into you. And that's another thing. The last thing, I know we've got to go. Give, and it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together. That's part of the word. There's something about being generous, about giving. What can you give to someone else? How can you help someone else without expecting something in return?
That's right.
That's a very powerful piece as well. If you want to shift from being exhausted and frustrated, do something for somebody else. Visit a senior's home, go to the hospital, do something for someone else.
Yeah.
And it will shift you out of that mindset into where you need to be, and you will be blessed for it. I'm telling you, that's
Every time.
don't let me keep talking. I know. I'll start.
Well, and make sure when you all are spelling Johnson, because I know as you're listening, you may not be seeing it. It's CELESTE at Celeste Jonson, JONSON,
That's right.
because it won't even get to her if you put Johnson
The
spelled.
H in there. Well, it kind of comes. I kind of own that too. But yeah, JON is where it should be.
JONSON is Johnson. Okay. Also, a lot of people want to know this weekend coming up, we have our 5K walk. It has been 10 years for
Wow.
Gabe's Heart Foundation. My son, many of you know, he was 12 years old when he transitioned from this earth. But we believe that every heartbeat counts, and we want his heart to continue to beat here on this earth by placing defibrillators in public spaces. So we are having the 5K walk on this Saturday. And if you would like to be considered as an organization for the defibrillator that we're giving away, we encourage you to do a 1-minute video on social media. Every place, church, business facility, any kind of sporting facility, church, schools, charter schools, everybody should have a defibrillator in place in your establishment. If you do not, we have one that is really advanced, and we're going to be giving it away this Saturday at our Gabe's Heart Foundation 5K walk. Now, many times people say, well, do you have to be present? No, you do not have to be present to do this 1-minute video, no matter where you are around the world. If you win and you are out of the country, you will have to pay shipping and handling. But the gift is the defibrillator to you. If you're in the United States and you win, then shipping is included. Tag at Gabe's Heart Foundation. Tag at Gabe's Heart Foundation. It's a free defibrillator. It extends the opportunity for life and allowing people to have the chance for the paramedics to arrive safely on site to do what they have been gifted to do. Now, we know when it's your time to go and between you and God, that's when you're going to go. But if God has given the gift to the paramedics to be able to perform life-saving measures, take advantage of it. So make sure you all this Saturday, if you have not donated to Gabe's Heart, or you know you're not going to be able to come or whatever, take a moment to go to Gabe's Heart Foundation. Gabe's Heart Foundation. It's the 10-year walk, y'all. Support our endeavor and help us raise more funds for defibrillators to be put in public spaces. That's one of the things that we use the funds for. And so we'll put all of the ways that you can donate. And Friday, we have a whole weekend coming up. So I just got to make sure I share with you all. We're having our gala, Promise Fellowship Church, which I'm the new pastor, and we're having our gala this Friday. Bishop Jen Wright is our speaker. Saturday, we are having our 10-year 5K walk with Gabe's Heart Foundation, 501c3 nonprofit organization, and it's free to come out and walk. All you have to do is register and fill out the waiver. Sunday, we're having our church service, anniversary service, and Pastor Selwyn Davis is preaching at our 10 o'clock a.m. service. Woo, that's a lot going on, y'all, right?
It
Isn't it?
is.
Okay.
It is. It
And
is.
then I will tell you tomorrow, my guest is none other than the Michael Finkley, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show, Wednesday, October 15th. If you're watching then it's not October 14th or 15th, then that means you're simply watching the replay. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Okay, okay. Any closing comments, Celeste?
No, just it is our opportunity every day that we're above ground, every day we arrive and able to move, to make a difference, to make an impact. You are a leader. Wherever you are influencing people. And so just be mindful of it and take advantage of your humanness, your humanity, right? I call it the human advantage. It is an advantage.
It is.
And so leverage that, love on people, give to people, smile, have some joy. I mean, things are what they are, but you control you. So I just encourage you. Would love to have you join me. Please join if you can. By the way, I'll give one last little bonus as we sign off. Anybody that decides to do this, I'm just being inspired to give. I will do a one-on-one coaching session with you, which in itself is $300. Is what
yes.
So if you sign up today or before tomorrow, I'll give you a bonus one-on-one coaching session.
Oh, yeah, y'all don't understand. This lady travels the country internationally, and she don't be giving a bunch of stuff free. I can tell you that right now. So you really special today, that's for sure.
Special.
But hey, I see some comments. Somebody said something about they're not able to get the link. What's happening? Oh, Shirley said lots of good things.
Oh yeah, right.
Miriam said trying to get the link for the bit.ly, but no, not coming up for the human advantage.
bit.ly/human advantage system. Send me a note, Miriam.
I'm going to type that right now. bit.ly/human advantage
system.
SYTEM. We're going to make sure this works.
SYTEM. And Miriam,
no, it's not coming up. It's not coming up.
If you, because I typed it up. Okay. If you would send me, Miriam, send me an email.
But we need everybody to be able to get to it too. So
yeah, it should be. I did it before. I mean,
is it the human advantage system?
No, hold on. I'm gonna tell you. Just double check.
We're gonna double check this. So while she's checking that,
no, it should be human. It's B. I'm looking at it right now. bit.ly / maybe I don't think you need to do capitalize, but human, capital HUMAN, capital advantage ADVANTAGE, capital system SYSTEM. That is the link.
No, it's not coming up for me either. I don't know what's happening.
I just clicked on it. It's coming up for me.
Wow, that's crazy. Let's see. I'm gonna capitalize the different things too, because we want to make sure we're not going to end until we figure it out. Because other than that, people that want to sign up,
yes,
aren't going to be able to. And we're going to make sure. There it is. Okay, so you do have to
capitalize it.
Yeah, you do have to capitalize. Thank you so much, Miriam. And so I know right now Celeste is off screen. I'm going to remove her for 1 second until she pops back on. And I am going to put the full thing right here in the comment section, Miriam, for you to copy and paste. Okay. And it's all, even though it's not the cute bit.ly link piece, it doesn't matter. Here you go. All you have to do is just copy and paste the link that's there. For those of you that are on audio podcast, you will have to type it's bit.ly /capital H, then lowercase for human, and then capital A for advantage. And then, okay, so human advantage, and then capital S for the system.
So human advantage system capitalized.
So everything, the first part of each component, human advantage system, the H has to be capitalized, the A has to be capitalized, and the S has to be capitalized. So it's bit.ly Human Advantage System with the H, the A, and the S all capitalized. Then when you click on that, you're going to see this. And I'm going to share the screen so you can see it as well. Let's see, share the screen, and that way you'll see what you're going to see too. I'm big on visuals. So there we go. Let's get ready to share that. Here we go. Thank you so much, Miriam.
Yeah, really heads up.
I really appreciate it. Okay. One more time, please. Okay. One more time, please. I'll make sure. Let me do it one more time. So here's what you're going to see. The future needs leaders who can do what AI can't. And say something about that right quick with this.
Yeah. So the bottom line, you will see a video I put in there. It is addressing the components that we want to marry, we want to partner with technology. So I am definitely not saying ignore it, not at all. We definitely want to leverage that, but strengthen the pieces that they cannot duplicate, because AI will continue to grow and accelerate, and it will continue to eliminate certain aspects of jobs, not necessarily all the people. And there's a phrase that says, the people won't necessarily be replaced, but the people that don't know how to use technology will be replaced. So we definitely want you to be versed on how to engage with it. But more importantly, or just as important, is that human factor. Develop that, have that in the bank, because technology can't do that. And now technology, there's a whole long conversation we can have about the future, which is a little scary, but at this moment, it cannot do a lot of things that we can. And so that's what it's really about. So again, bit.ly, as Kim has said, bit.ly/Human Advantage System, with it capitalize the first of each letter of each word. Would love to have you there. And those of you that come in, like I said, today or all the way through tomorrow, noon or so, I need to know, you'll get a free coaching session, which is an hour-long session with me. Like, whoa, we'll help you.
And then if for some reason you're still having any challenges at all, just email Celeste at Celeste Jonson, JONSON.com. She will walk you through the process. Don't let any excuses prevent you from being a part of this training program, the Human Advantage System with Celeste Jonson, who is a voice of hope and is spearheading over 100,000 voices of hope around the world. So thank you so much, Celeste, for being here today. Thank you all in the studio audience for tuning in. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I see you over there on Instagram, Lenitra, and different ones of you all on Instagram as well. Thank you all for being here. I saw that, I feel bad because Miriam, I know you had a really big question, and I have to figure out how to get back to, I don't know, I have to figure out how to get, there's a lot of different hats over here. Let me go.
Yeah, I know. Well, if it was a question for me,
the basis of why I exist, I'm thankful for the thankful revolution and being grateful regardless, because God got us and will always keep us.
It's
true. We have to stay focused and maintain our identity from our maker and know his original design for us. Okay, lots of great comments. I am so grateful to have you all in the virtual studio audience. You make a difference here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So thank you all so much for being here today and for tuning in. Thank you, Celeste Jonson, for making a difference.
I appreciate you so much, Kim. I look forward to talking with you soon, and whoever else to join the group. We'll see you soon. God bless.
God bless you all, everybody. Stay backstage, Celeste, and we're going to end the show, y'all. Love you all. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.